So this Eternal Evolution video is going to be the first one I've done in a long time. I've actually been quite busy, but I've actually had a complete revamp. So this is going to be my MVP campaign team that I'm running currently. So I'm going to quickly show you what the members are, and then we're going to jump into their equipment. We're going to show you that not all of them are super maxed out, but this has gotten me from about story stage 51 up until now, and I can still progress from this point, hopefully. So what we've got is I'm actually still running Leo. In a lot of the sort of content that I've seen, people sort of rag on Leo for being sort of outdated, but he is still definitely a critical part of this team for me. The next part is we've got Dominic and Rickard and the new Matoko. I always forget how to say her name in here. And then we've obviously got Fiona. So the way this team works is that everyone apart from Fiona will end up on the enemy's team, or enemy's side of the board. And what that will allow is that she'll chuck a shield on everybody. On top of that as well, with Gautier, so whenever you do displacement, so you move, like a teleport for instance, or a dash, you'll do increased skill damage, and they'll gain a shield equal to their max HP for 5 seconds. So where this comes into play is that you're going to be getting shields from Fiona, you're going to get shields from doing dashes, which they all do regularly. Having Pain Rune here, whenever an assassin loses their shield, they get an AoE damage, and they also get a stun that will affect enemy in a small radius. So there is going to be so many stuns going out there that you're pretty much going to put their team on lockdown. This also works with Leo, which is why he's so good. So all 4 members of this team will have mini AoE stuns to basically slow everybody down, to get Fiona to cast more shields, and for the team to then be able to do another displacement skill to generate that shield again, which will then generate your AoE stuns. So it is almost like a self-sustaining beast of stuns, give you enough time to get your shield back up. It's not a perfect situation. There are some things that you have to do manually, but we'll go into that. To give you a quick overview of what the characters are wearing. So Leo, as he is pretty much a key component of this part. Where's Leo? So he is now in pure HP gear, running damage reduction as well. And yes, that's the key part for Leo, just HP gear, and it doesn't really matter, the more HP the better. You're just relying on him taking the brunt of the hits at the start, triggering his immortality in case he does die with some huge hits at the start, but allowing the stun cycle to begin with everybody apart from Fiona. So that's him. The next part I'll go into is Fiona, because she's pretty easy to explain. So I'm running her in increased shield strength by 30%, the Herald sight. So yeah, that's just to increase the amount of shields that she has. That's what I prefer. And then running as much HP as possible. Because she's not a frontline healer tank or anything, I don't really care about damage reduction. I'm going for as much HP as possible with increased shields. There's lots of different combos you can do with her, but this is what works for me. Now, with the summoners, it's a bit more technical. I'm not going to go into it too much. But Rickard and what's her name? Matoko. I always know it's MT and K, and I just forget what it is. So Matoko, she is just pure crit damage. Any crit rate you have will just turn into more crit damage, and attack as well. So you need attack and crit damage. It is arguable that right now I probably do need more HP on her, or damage reduction, but 90% of the time she stays alive. So yeah, pure crit damage, pure attack. Rickard is a very similar build, and he's only Mythic +2. And he is pure crit damage with some, not even much attack, to be honest. How does that so low? Oh, he's got a HP head on. Interesting. Got a lot more growth I could do with him. I wasn't tracking that actually. But yeah, so crit damage and as much attack as possible, although I've got a HP helm on him. It's probably because I don't have a Marauder probably don't have a Marauder attack head left. I do. Cool. So that added 65% more attack, which is massive. So that's kind of going to be exciting. Hopefully he's still got the sustainability. We'll have to see. We might have to chuck him back into the other helmet. But yeah, attack, crit damage, and then Dominic. He's the only one that you got to build all round. So he's got 75% crit rate, which I think is ideal, to be honest. And then a mix of attack and crit damage. He is the key damage dealer. But what you've got to keep in mind is that the most important thing that you're going to do in this is stun the enemy. You basically put him in stun lock for as long as possible. And when the enemy's not in stun and they're doing damage to a shield, that is then going to let you continue the stun lock. So you can see I've got Leo on manual, and that's just so I can try and trigger his ult as soon as possible. And everyone else, for the most part, can run on auto. But if it gets a little bit tight, you can just jump in here and start doing it manual. And then your next tier down from that to make it easy for yourself is to chuck it to speed times 1. But we're going to try and trigger Leo's ult before he loses all of his HP. It doesn't always work. Like this one, he's also stunned. So I'm just going to... So she actually died. So this is one where I'm actually going to have to jump in and probably manual quite a bit of this. So we've actually managed on this round to now get Leo's ult going off before he loses all his health. So that prolongs his survivability by a lot. We've got Motoko going in for her attack. And you'll see that she will now get her shield. Leo's back again to start dishing out more stuns. So you can see everyone's almost stunned here. Everyone is stunned. The key is to actually get Dominic to do his attack first in like the most central person. And Leo's good for dragging the enemy around the board. So Dominic, we're going to go for the whale. Once he's got his little red shuriken up, or mark, we're then going to start attacking that target as much as possible. But you can see, like, we've got almost no health, but we've got almost max shield. And she's going to do another displacement skill now. So she's any shield that she would have lost, she's going to get back. Seeing again, you see everyone just stunned. So there's actually no damage coming from the enemy from me now because they're just stun locked. And the damage Dominic can put out is actually insane. And at this point now, we can just auto it, speed it up, and watch the damage. But you can see that there was some RNG involved in that. Like, I did have a bit of an unlucky run with Leo the first time. Try it again, slow things down, you get a bit more time. So we'll go into this. We'll see how this works out on full auto. Some stages are obviously easier than others. So Leo's got his ult off in time. There's enough shields going around to keep everyone alive. And now she's jumping shields out as well. So we should be in a good position now for this stage. But this is now by far the most powerful team that I've got for campaign. It works on all types of enemy comps. There's actually no comp that I've come across yet that this team can't counter. So if I could build an assassin team from the very beginning now, as long as I've got Fiona and Leo, this is an endgame campaign team. And even though summoners are really, really good, they still don't dish out the sort of damage that the assassins do. So yeah, pretty amazing. So what I want to run through now is I just want to run through it until we get to a stage where I need to jump back in and start manualing the combat. So you can actually see the sort of difference that you get. But yeah, just with the amount of constant shields that you get, the constant stun that you get, it is just such a dream team or dream combination. So you can see Rickett took a hit then, and Fiona does heal every now and again. She heals the character with the lowest HP, but it's more the shields that you're relying on. Well, you can see actually I've lost 2 now, so this is obviously going to be a battle that I need to manual. So I might jump in and do this battle manual straight away now. Because the other thing I haven't tried is actually chucking Daniel in against stages like this. So I'll have a little of a look. Because Daniel's still really good, but compared to the assassins now, he just doesn't compare. And because he doesn't do crit damage, he doesn't support Dominic's ult, which is what all the other assassins do really, really well. Actually, I probably need to move Daniel forwards. So I can actually capture a few more people in this stun. Right, so that whale is definitely dead this time. See if we can get a bit of a hit on this spider. Oh yeah. So he's got the mark. You only just see it up there, but you want to try and do as much damage to that mark as possible. You might try and take it as whale now, actually. So the other good thing about the assassins is that because their damage is so high, one of the issues you actually have towards this part of the game is how much damage you can get done in 2 minutes or a minute and a half, whatever it is. And yeah, the assassins are definitely up for that challenge. I'm just going to let Dominic kill this thing. And we are a bit stretched for time on this one, so I'm probably just going to keep manualing this one just to make sure I get everyone destroyed. Because it is going to be a bit tight. Like maybe I'm going to fail. Okay, cool. Well, it's definitely doable. I just got to figure out how to get through there. But this is definitely the most powerful campaign team that I've had. And the good thing is that we don't know if Motoko is going to be like a one-off champ. It's going to be very hard to get in the future like Northian. I don't think so. But we can do this with a complete like full access team, I'll call it. Like every one of these champs should be available all the time through certain banners, but all of these 5 characters are actually, or 4 of them, are critical to make this work. Daniel's obviously the one that's interchangeable in this one, and if you get a strong assassin is better. So anyway, I hope that helps. MVP campaign version 3. Cheers guys, bye.